Hey there, and welcome back to the video series. So in the previous video we completed the CRUD operations for our RESTful API, and we have a running API right now that will create products and also update and delete them. But everything goes on without authentication, so we can do all these routes without actually authenticating ourselves in any way. So this is necessary that we extend this with some sort of authentication system, so we can create users and we can log in with the users and apply the authentication tokens to each request, or at least to the create and the update and the delete. So how do we do this? Well, we had a definition for our product made in Mongoose, and we should make one similar to a user, so we have an idea of what properties our user is going to have in our database in MongoDB Atlas. So if we create a new model file in the models directory, and we call this user.js, and then we start typing here. So first we import Mongoose, as we did before. So we got the library there. Then we make a schema, or we import the schema from Mongoose. So we got it there. Then we make our user schema as a new schema, like we did with the product. And what property should we have? Well, normally we will have a name for the user, maybe an email and a password. Let's just comment that one away here. And maybe also a date for when the user was created. So that could be some properties for a user. Of course, there could be a lot more, but this is the one we will be creating for this particular schema definition. So if we take the name first, what should be our definition here? Well, the type should be a string, and if we take a look at the one we made in about the product, we can see that it was a rather simple one, so we just had the definition and the data types. But it's actually possible for us to apply more attributes to each property, so we can also specify if it is required or not. And I think the name should be required. We can also specify the minimum length of the name. I think it should be maybe 6 characters. The maximum 255. So that could be one definition of a username in this. Okay, and I think we're going to copy the one for our email, because it's also going to be and I need to have a comma there. It's also going to be a string. It is required that you have this, and basically the same length, minimum and maximum length here. So we also have a password, and that has basically the same properties. It's also a string. We should have a password, and you can of course adjust these. If you want to have a more stronger password, you can write 10 here. So MongoDB and Mongoose will require the user to actually input a password of 10 characters. But I'm just going to stick with this with a length of 6 here. And then finally we're going to take the date when it was created, and that should not be a string, it should be a date, and it should default to the date now. All right, so now we have our definition here for a user, and now we just need to export our definition so we can use it in the in the rest of the application. So we do module exports and user, and we take the user schema. Right. And we can see that NodeMon is happy again. So now we have created a definition for our user, and this is the one that will be, this is the structure that will be saved in MongoDB Atlas. Right. So in the next video, we will use this Mongoose definition in the application. All right. So I hope you make this work and have fun with this. Bye bye.